Do you want to successfully complete the WGU C783 Objective Assessment for Project Management course? Then you're in the right place. Our website provides a list of questions and answers with an emphasis on preparing for your success in the Project Management C783 course. In this video, we will cover questions from Project Management Process Groups, Organizational Structures, Project Scope Management, Cost Management, and Schedule Management. So, let's get started. 1. Which project management process group involves observing project execution to identify potential problems and take corrective action when necessary? A. Executing process. Group. B. Closing process. Group. C. Monitoring and controlling process. Group. D. Planning process. Group. What do you think is the answer? Correct. Answer. C. Monitoring and controlling process. Group. Explanation. The monitoring and controlling process group is responsible for overseeing project execution to identify and resolve issues proactively. The executing process group focuses on performing project tasks. The closing process group deals with project finalization, and the planning process group is responsible for establishing the project plan. 2. In a matrix organization, who does a project team member typically report to? A. Only the functional manager. B. Only the project manager. C. Both the functional manager and project manager. D. The project sponsor. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. C. Both the functional manager and project manager. Explanation. In a matrix organization, team members report to both the project manager and the functional manager, which allows them to maintain responsibilities within their department, while also contributing to project activities. Options A and B are correct only in functional or projectized structures, respectively, and D is incorrect as the project sponsor does not manage team members. 3. What is the primary objective of portfolio management? A. To monitor and control project costs. B. To identify, prioritize, and manage a group of projects to meet business objectives. C. To develop project scope and timelines. D. To manage a single project effectively. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. B. To identify, prioritize, and manage a group of projects to meet business objectives. Explanation. Portfolio management involves the centralized management of multiple projects and programs to achieve strategic objectives. It focuses on aligning projects with organizational goals, unlike options A, C, and D, which are objectives within individual projects. 4. Which document formally authorizes a project and grants the project manager authority to apply resources to project activities? A. Project Scope Statement. B. Project Charter. C. Project Plan. D. Work, Breakdown, Structure, WBS. What do you think is the answer? Correct. Answer. B. Project Charter. Explanation. The Project Charter formally initiates the project and provides the project manager with authority to proceed. The Project Scope Statement, option A, defines the project's deliverables. The project plan, option C, outlines how the project will be managed. And the WBS, option D, is a breakdown of project tasks. 5. In which process group is the project work defined and completed? A. Planning process group. B. Executing process group. C. Monitoring and controlling process group. D. Closing process group. Do you know the answer? Correct. Answer. B. Executing process group. Explanation. The executing process group involves performing the work defined in the project plan to achieve project objectives. Options A and C involve planning and monitoring, respectively, while option D focuses on project completion. 6. The project lifecycle consists of phases defined by what characteristics? A. Sequential and related phases managed by the project team. B. Separate, unrelated phases with unique objectives. C. A single continuous phase without division. D. Phases defined by individual contributors. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. A. Sequential and related phases managed by the project team. Explanation. A project lifecycle is composed of sequential and interrelated phases that help guide the project to completion. The phases are interconnected, unlike options B, C, and D, which do not describe the interdependency of project phases. 7. In which organizational structure does the project manager have the most authority over project team members? A. Functional organization. B. Matrix organization. C. Projectized organization. D. Balanced matrix organization. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. C. Projectized organization. Explanation. In a projectized organization, the project manager has full authority over team members who work solely on the project, whereas options A and B describe structures where authority is more balanced or functional-based. 8. What does the work authorization system ensure? A. That work is initiated in the correct sequence and at the appropriate time. B. That the project budget is adhered to. C. That project requirements are documented accurately. D. That only the project manager can assign tasks. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. A. That work is initiated in the correct sequence and at the appropriate time. Explanation. The work authorization system is a formal process ensuring tasks are started in a specific sequence and timeline. It does not directly control budget, documentation, or restrict task assignments solely to the project manager. 9. What is the purpose of the project scope statement? A. To provide detailed descriptions of each project activity. B. To list all resources required for project completion. C. To document major deliverables, assumptions, and constraints. D. To authorize the project manager to start work on the project. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. C. To document major deliverables, assumptions, and constraints. Explanation. The project scope statement outlines the primary deliverables, assumptions, and constraints of the project. Option A is incorrect because activity descriptions are found in the WBS. Options B and D do not accurately describe the purpose of the project scope statement. 10. Which process group marks the formal end of a project? A. Initiating process group. B. Planning process group. C. Executing process group. D. Closing process group. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. D. Closing process group. Explanation. The closing process group formally concludes the project, involving activities such as deliverable acceptance and final documentation. Options A, B, and C are earlier stages in the project management process. 11. Which cost management process involves creating a cost baseline against which project performance can be monitored? A. Estimate costs. B. Determine budget. C. Control costs. D. Plan cost management. Can you guess the answer? Correct. Answer B. Determine budget. Explanation. The determine budget process establishes a cost baseline that serves as a reference point for project spending. Estimate costs focuses on approximating costs for project activities. Control costs involves monitoring costs, and plan cost management provides overall guidance on cost-related processes. 12. What technique is used to evaluate how different scenarios could impact project objectives? A. What-if scenario analysis. B. Crashing. C. Gantt charting. D. Reserve analysis. Can you guess the answer? Correct. Answer A. What-if scenario. Analysis. Explanation. What-if scenario. Analysis explores potential scenarios and their effects on project outcomes. Crashing. Option B. Accelerates project tasks by adding resources. Gantt charting. Option C. Visually displays schedules and reserve analysis. Option D. Involves adding buffers for risk management. 13. What is the function of a project calendar in project management? A. To identify dependencies between project activities. B. To establish the official working days and hours for project work. C. To list major project deliverables. D. To define the project timeline and budget. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. B. To establish the official working days and hours for project work. Explanation. A project calendar details working days, holidays, and shifts, guiding when project work can occur. Dependencies, option A, are determined separately, while options C and D are covered under deliverable schedules and timelines. 14. Which dependency is determined by the project management team based on best practices or preferences? A. Mandatory dependency. B. Discretionary dependency. C. External dependency. D. Internal dependency. What do you think is the answer? Correct. Answer B. Discretionary dependency. Explanation. Discretionary dependencies are set by the team and are often based on preferred practices. Mandatory dependencies, option A, are required by the nature of the work. External dependencies, option C, are outside project control, and internal dependencies, option D, are within the project's scope. 15. The critical path. Method is primarily used to determine which of the following: A. Project dependencies. B. Project scope. C. Project activities with zero float. D. Project resource allocation. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. C. Project activities with zero float. Explanation. The critical path. Method identifies the sequence of activities with zero float, meaning any delay will affect the project's end date. Dependencies, option A, scope, option B, and resource allocation, option D, are managed separately. 16. Which process involves the breakdown of project deliverables into smaller, manageable components? A. Decomposition. B. Scope baseline. C. Direct and manage project work. D. Define activities. Can you guess the answer? Correct. Answer A. Decomposition. Explanation. Decomposition is the technique used to divide project deliverables into smaller work packages for better control. The scope baseline, option B, documents scope components, direct and manage project work. Our option C focuses on project execution and define activities. Your option D outlines the specific tasks. 17. Which estimating technique involves using historical data from previous projects to predict costs or duration? A. Analogous estimating. B. Parametric estimating. C. Bottom-up estimating. D. Three-point estimating. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. A. Analogous estimating. Explanation: analogous. Estimating uses data from similar past projects for estimation. Parametric estimating, option B, uses a formulaic approach. Bottom-up estimating, option C, provides more granular estimates. And three-point estimating, option D, uses a range of estimates. 18. Which type of organizational structure typically has part-time project team members reporting to their functional manager? A. Functional organization. B. Projectized organization. C. Balanced matrix organization. D. Strong matrix organization. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer: A. Functional organization. Explanation: in a functional organization, employees report primarily to their functional manager, with project work as a secondary responsibility. Matrix organizations blend functional and project roles, with balanced or strong matrix structures, giving project managers more authority. 19. What is a Change Control Board, CCB, responsible for? A. Creating the project budget. B. Reviewing and approving or rejecting project change requests. C. Directing daily project activities. D. Managing team resources. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer: B. Reviewing and approving or rejecting project change requests. Explanation: a Change Control Board, TCB, is a formal group tasked with evaluating change requests. Options A, C, and D relate to project finance, task execution, and resource management, which are not CCB responsibilities. 20. Which project management plan component describes how to engage stakeholders? A. Communications management plan. B. Stakeholder engagement plan. C. Project charter. D. Quality management plan. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer: B. Stakeholder engagement plan. Explanation: the stakeholder engagement plan defines strategies for engaging stakeholders effectively. The communications management plan, option A, focuses on information flow. The project charter, option C, authorizes the project. And the quality management plan, option D, ensures quality standards. 21. Which technique involves evaluating each potential alternative to select the most suitable corrective action for a project deviation? A. Alternatives analysis. B. Variance analysis. C. Cost-benefit analysis. D. Reserve analysis. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer: A. Alternatives analysis. Explanation: alternatives analysis examines options for addressing project deviations, whereas variance analysis, option B, looks at differences in performance. Cost-benefit analysis, option C, evaluates benefits versus costs, and reserve analysis, option D, estimates contingency needs. 22. What does SPI, Schedule Performance Index, measure in earned value management, AEVM? A. Schedule efficiency. B. Cost efficiency. C. Resource allocation efficiency. D. Risk management effectiveness. Do you know the answer? Correct answer: A. Schedule efficiency. Explanation: SPI measures how efficiently time is being used in the project's schedule. CPI, option B, assesses cost efficiency, while options C and D do not directly apply to EVM metrics. 23. Which document updates would include lessons learned from project challenges and successes? A. Project charter. B. Lessons learned. Register. C. Quality management plan. D. Stakeholder register. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer: B. Lessons learned. Register. Explanation: the lessons learned Register documents experiences gained during the project, helping future projects avoid similar issues. The project charter, option A, authorizes the project. The quality management plan, option C, outlines quality strategies, and the stakeholder register, option D, lists stakeholders. 24. In earned value analysis, which metric measures whether the project is within budget? A. Cost Performance Index, CPI. B. Schedule Performance Index, SPI. C. Planned Value, PV. D. To Complete Performance Index, TCPI. What do you think is the answer? Correct. Answer A. Cost Performance Index, CPI. Explanation. CPI compares the value of work completed to actual costs, indicating budget efficiency. SPI, option B, is for schedule efficiency. PV, option C, represents scheduled costs, and TCPI, option D, forecasts future cost efficiency. 25. What technique uses flowcharts and process mapping to identify inefficiencies and needed improvements? A. Process analysis. B. Earned value management. C. Control quality. D. Risk analysis. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. A. Process analysis. Explanation. Process analysis examines workflows to find inefficiencies and areas for improvement. Earned value management. Option B. Monitors performance, control quality. Option C. Ensures quality standards, and risk analysis, or option D, evaluates project risks. 26. Which performance metric calculates the difference between the budget at completion and the estimate at completion, EAC? A. Variance at completion, VAC. B. Schedule Performance Index, SPI. C. Planned Value, PV. D. Cost Performance Index, CPI. What do you think is the answer? Correct. Answer A. Variance at completion, VAC. Explanation. VAC measures the projected cost variance at project completion by subtracting EAC from BAC. SPI and CPI, options B and D, are efficiency metrics, while PV, option C, represents authorized costs. 27. What is the primary goal of a feasibility study in project management? A. To outline the project budget. B. To determine if a project is viable and likely to succeed. C. To document resource requirements. D. To assign project roles. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. B. To determine if a project is viable and likely to succeed. Explanation. A feasibility study assesses whether a project is achievable, beneficial, and worth pursuing. Options A, C, and D do not capture the primary purpose of determining project viability. 28. Which document formally records assumptions for planning purposes within a project? A. Project charter. B. Scope statement. C. Assumption, log D. Stakeholder register. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. C. Assumption, log. Explanation. The assumption, log is used to formally document any assumptions made during project planning. The project charter, option A, authorizes the project. The scope statement, and option B, outlines project scope. And the stakeholder register, option D, lists project stakeholders. 29. Which of the following techniques involves comparing actual project practices to similar projects for performance improvement? A. Benchmarking. B. Decomposition. C. Process analysis. D. Affinity diagram. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. A. Benchmarking. Explanation: benchmarking compares project performance to similar projects to identify best practices and areas for improvement. Decomposition. Option B. Breaks down deliverables. Process analysis. Option C identifies inefficiencies and affinity diagrams. Option D. Classify large numbers of ideas. 30. What is the purpose of the control quality process in project management? A. To ensure that project deliverables meet specified requirements. B. To manage team member performance. C. To evaluate project risks. D. To allocate resources. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. A. To ensure that project deliverables meet specified requirements. Explanation: control quality is focused on verifying that deliverables meet quality standards. Options B, C, and D are not related to quality control but to human resources, risk management, and resource management. Struggling with your WGU exams? We've all been there. Welcome to OAExams.com, your ultimate resource for WGU success. Find over 15,000 plus questions and answers. Join our thriving community of over 10,000 active WGU students and an impressive 100% success rate with our premium exam support. Visit OAExams.com today and take the first step toward guaranteed success. 31. What type of dependency is imposed by external factors outside the project team's control? A. Internal dependency. B. Discretionary dependency. C. External dependency. D. Mandatory dependency. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. C. External dependency. Explanation: external dependencies are outside the project team's control and rely on external factors. Internal dependencies, or option A, are within project control, but discretionary dependencies, option B, are preferred by the team, and mandatory dependencies, option D, are inherent to the work's nature. 32. What is the main purpose of a change control system? A. To review project schedules. B. To manage changes to project deliverables and documentation. C. To assign project resources. D. To allocate budgets. Do you know the answer? Correct. Answer B. To manage changes to project deliverables and documentation. Explanation: a change control system manages all changes to project deliverables and documentation, ensuring they are approved and tracked. Options A, C, and D relate to schedule, resource, and budget management, which are not the primary purpose of change control. 33. In project cost management, what does EAC, estimate at completion, estimate? A. The remaining cost to complete the project. B. The budget spent to date. C. The expected total cost of the project at its completion. D. The budgeted cost for the current period. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. C. The expected total cost of the project at its completion. Explanation: EAC forecasts the total anticipated cost at project completion. Option A refers to ETC, estimate to complete. Option B refers to actual cost, AC, and option D is unrelated to EAC. 34. Which document would include a description of the project's deliverables, assumptions, and constraints? A. Work breakdown structure, WBS. B. Project scope. Statement. C. Stakeholder. Register. D. Project charter. Can you guess the answer? Correct. Answer B. Project scope statement. Explanation: the project scope statement documents the project's deliverables, assumptions, and constraints. The WBS, option A, organizes project tasks. The stakeholder register, option C, lists stakeholders, and the project charter, option D, authorizes the project. 35. Which process involves developing strategies for engaging stakeholders throughout the project lifecycle? A. Plan communications management. B. Stakeholder engagement plan. C. Monitor communications. D. Manage project team. Do you know the answer? Correct. Answer B. Stakeholder engagement plan. Explanation. The Stakeholder Engagement Plan outlines methods to keep stakeholders engaged and supportive. Plan Communications Management, option A, manages information flow. Monitor communications, option C, evaluates communication effectiveness and manage project team, option D, focuses on team management. 36. Which risk management technique assesses risk probabilities and impacts to prioritize project risks? A. Root cause analysis. B. Qualitative risk analysis. C. Quantitative risk analysis. D. Risk mitigation. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. B. Qualitative risk analysis. Explanation. Qualitative risk analysis evaluates risk probabilities and impacts for prioritization. Quantitative risk analysis, do option. C. Provides numerical risk estimates. Root cause analysis. Option A. Finds underlying causes. And risk mitigation. Option D. Involves planning actions to reduce risks. 37. Which document serves as the authorized, time-phased budget for a project? A. Project charter. B. Cost baseline. C. Risk management plan. D. Stakeholder register. What do you think is the answer? Correct. Answer B. Cost baseline. Explanation. The cost baseline is the approved budget that includes time-phased expenses. The project charter, on option A, authorizes the project. The risk management plan, option C, handles risk strategies, and the stakeholder register, option D, lists stakeholders. 38. Which project phase involves activities to complete the work defined in the project management plan to meet project objectives? A. Initiating B, executing C, monitoring and controlling D, closing. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer B. Executing. Explanation. The executing phase performs project tasks to achieve objectives. Initiating. Option A. Starts the project. Monitoring and controlling. While option C. Ensures objectives are met. And closing. Option D. Finalizes the project. 39. What is the purpose of the project life cycle? A. To assign project roles. B. To guide projects through distinct stages from initiation to closing. C. To evaluate stakeholder engagement. D. To develop the project schedule. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. B. To guide projects through distinct stages from initiation to closing. Explanation. The project life cycle guides the project through structured phases, helping with control and decision-making. It does not involve role assignment. Option A. Stakeholder evaluation. Option C. Or scheduling. Option D. 40. Which process ensures that project objectives align with organizational goals by authorizing the project? A. Develop project charter. B. Control scope. C. Define scope. D. Manage project knowledge. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer A. Develop project charter. Explanation. The develop project charter process authorizes the project, ensuring alignment with organizational objectives. Control scope. Option B. Manages scope changes. Define scope. Option C. defines project boundaries and manage project knowledge. Option D, handles project insights. 41. Which estimating technique calculates project duration by combining optimistic, pessimistic, and most likely estimates? A. Bottom-up estimating. B. 3-point estimating. C. Parametric estimating. D. Analogous estimating. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. B. 3-point estimating. Explanation: 3-point estimating averages optimistic, pessimistic, and most likely estimates to predict duration. Bottom-up. Option A provides detailed estimates. Parametric. On option C uses mathematical models, and analogous, option D, relies on past projects. 42. What is the primary focus of project integration management? A. Managing stakeholder communication. B. Coordinating all project aspects to achieve objectives. C. Ensuring compliance with quality standards. D. Defining project scope. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. B. Coordinating all project aspects to achieve objectives. Explanation: project integration management focuses on coordinating all project components for goal alignment. Options A, C, and D describe communication, quality, and scope management respectively. 43. Which document provides a snapshot of project performance metrics such as schedule and budget? A. Quality management plan. B. Stakeholder engagement plan. C. Work performance report. D. Project charter. Can you guess the answer? Correct. Answer: C. Work performance report. Explanation: the work performance report includes data on project metrics, aiding in tracking progress. The quality management plan. Option A manages quality. The stakeholder engagement plan. Option B handles stakeholder strategies. And the project charter. Option D authorizes the project. 44. In a WBS work breakdown structure, what is the lowest level called? A. Task. B. Work package. C. Deliverable. D. Milestone. Can you guess the answer? Correct. Answer: B. Work package. Explanation: the work package is the lowest level in a WBS, used for estimating costs and scheduling. Tasks, option A, deliverables, option C, and milestones, option D, are higher-level components. 45. Which organizational structure features team members dedicated full-time to the project, reporting only to the project manager? A. Functional organization. B. Matrix organization. C. Projectized organization. D. Strong matrix organization. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer: C. Projectized organization. Explanation: in a projectized organization, team members work full-time on the project and report directly to the project manager, unlike functional, option A, and matrix organizations, options B and D. 46. Which tool assesses project costs by using values from similar past activities? A. Analogous estimating. B. Parametric estimating. C. 3-point estimating. D. Bottom-up estimating. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer: A. Analogous estimating. Explanation: analogous estimating applies historical data from similar projects. Parametric, option B, uses formulas. 3-point, option C, calculates averages. And bottom-up, option D, provides detailed estimates. 47. What is the primary role of the project sponsor? A. To manage the project budget. B. To authorize the project and provide resources. C. To assign tasks to team members. D. To create project schedules. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, B. To authorize the project and provide resources. Explanation: the project sponsor authorizes the project and allocates resources. Managing budgets. Option A. Assigning tasks. Option C. And scheduling. Option D. Are typically handled by the project manager. 48. In a cost baseline, what does time phased refer to? A. Breaking down costs by activity. B. Organizing costs by resource type C. Scheduling costs over the project timeline. D. Identifying costs by stakeholder. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, C. Scheduling costs over the project timeline. Explanation: a time-phased budget distributes costs across the project's timeline, allowing tracking at various stages. Options A, B, and D are not directly related to time phasing. 49. What process establishes the official acceptance of the project deliverables? A. Control scope. B. Validate I scope. C. Close project D. Define scope. What do you think is the answer? Correct. Answer B. Validate scope. Explanation: validate scope. Confirms that deliverables meet requirements and secures formal acceptance. Control scope. Option A. Manages changes. Close project. Option C. Finalizes the project. And define scope. Option D. Outlines deliverables. 50. What does resource leveling achieve in project scheduling? A. Balance resource assignments to avoid over-allocation. B. Allocates resources only to critical path activities. C. Speeds up project timelines by increasing resources. D. Reduces project costs by minimizing resource use. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, A. Balances resource assignments to avoid over-allocation. Explanation: resource leveling adjusts resource allocation to prevent overloads, often extending timelines. Options B, C, and D focus on critical path, speeding up work, and cost reduction, which are not the purpose of resource leveling. You've reached the end of our first question set. For the complete exam preparation experience, visit us at OAExams.com, where you'll find thousands more practice questions and comprehensive study guides. Thanks for studying with us today. See you in the next video.